All right, so in this video, I am going to go through and I'm going to show you, what am I going to show you? I'm going to show you how to essentially use the Mu Bank. So right now, I thought I edited this, so I did. So right now, if you want to use the Mu Bank, the only way you're going to be able to do that, to use the Mu Bank, is to essentially interact directly with the smart contract itself. So you can find the smart contract right here in the Mu Docs by going to the Mu Bank, and if you open it up, it will take you right here. So here is the Mu Bank, right? Well, somewhere is the Mu Bank. Hold on, let's click it again. There we go. Here is the Mu Bank. All right, this is version 1.4 of the actual Mu Bank. We will be building a front end and essentially adding it to our website to make it just so much easier for you to actually use the Mu Bank if you want to actually use the Mu Bank. And you'll be able to see lots of the different stuff that you can actually do and with the actual Mu Bank. But right now, if you actually want to use the Mu Bank, you're going to actually have to interact with our smart contract. So what are some of the things that we can actually do with the Mu Bank? Well, we can look and we can see what are some of the things that we can do with the Mu Bank. Well, we can essentially do a Mu bond. We can do a Mu gold bond. We can redeem some Mu money. And we can essentially do a stablecoin bond. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is essentially do a stablecoin bond. And we're only going to be able to do a stablecoin bond with stablecoins that are essentially approved. So we can look at the stablecoins approved by just actually looking at this function right here, get stablecoins. These are all the actual stablecoins that are actually approved. I know one of them that is actually approved is USDC coin, USDCE. So what we're going to do here real quick is we're going to come to USDCE coin and we are going to approve USDCE coin. And again, like I said, we'll be building a front end for this so that this is just so much easier for you guys to actually do. In the meantime, if you want to use the Mu Bank, you're going to actually have to just interact directly with the smart contract, just like this. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to approve the Mu Bank address to spend a certain amount of our USDC coin. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm doing that because this is a token that has 6 decimal places. So this is approving $1. And I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Basically approve it to spend $1 million of my dollars. And then we're going to hit go. And then we're going to actually hit confirm. So now the Mu Bank has essentially been approved to spend $1 million of my USDC coins. All right, so now the Mu Bank can actually spend my USDC coins. We need to do this because we're going to actually do a stable coin bond. And we're going to actually do a few bonds here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here to this right contract and we're going to do a stable coin bond. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in the address of the stable coin that we want to bond. In this instance, it's USDC. And then we're essentially going to do $1,000 bond. So we're going to do 1,000 and we're going to get this value here because what's going to happen is we're going to be bonded out Mu money. So we're going to actually get some Mu money. You can see there's no Mu money that's actually issued right now. And this is a contract that has 18 decimal points. So we just want to put in $1,000 here and then get this value, which represents $1,000. Again, like I said, we will be actually creating a front end for you. So this is, so much easier. And what we're going to do is, well, first we're going to take this and we're going to put this over here in the stablecoin bond. And then we're going to do that. And now what we're going to actually do is we're just going to go ahead and confirm this transaction. Now, once we confirm this transaction, we can see that there's no USDC coin in the Mu Bank right now. So you can see the Mu Bank has 10,000 Mu gold that it has. It has 100,000 Mu coins and it has 900 trillion Mu memes. All right. So now what we did is we did a bond. You can see we had no supply of Mu money here. And now if we actually just refresh, we can see that there's a supply of 1,000 Mu monies. And I can see that there was just a stablecoin bond that happened where I was sent 1,000 Mu money for my stable coins. Now, if I actually look back here in the Mu Bank, I can see now in the Mu Bank that there is actually 1,000. I can see that there is actually 1,000 stablecoins USDC. So the Mu Bank has received 1,000 United States dollar coins, and it has in exchange minted out 1,000 Mu monies. So Mu money is over collateralized, meaning it's a stable coin that's always going to be worth $1. You can always give it back to the Mu Bank and always get one stable coin out. And there will never be more Mu money minted and printed in circulation than there is stablecoin reserves in the Mu Bank. So the Mu Bank will fully back every single money that actually exists. All right. So now that I've actually minted out my Mu money, if I want to actually get my stablecoins back, if I want to actually get some of my stablecoins back, I can just come over here and I can go to redeem Mu money. I can put in what stable coin I want to get out. So I want to essentially get out USDC coin, and I can put in how much do I want to redeem. So I'm going to redeem $100. All right, so I'm going to stick that in there, and then I'm going to hit go. Okay, and we can see that we have this error right here. And I already know what this error is, okay? This error is because we have not actually approved the Mu Bank to spend our Mu money. So what we need to actually do right now is we need to grab the Mu Bank contract. We need to come over here to Mu money, and we need to come and call this approve function. And we need to say that, hey, the Mu Bank is actually allowed to spend our Mu money for us, all right? Because what it's going to do is it is going to basically, however much of your Mu money that you want to redeem, it's going to take it and it's going to burn it out of circulation so it no longer exists, basically light it on fire, and then it's going to give you back stable coins in exchange. So what we're going to do is we're just going to approve that Mu Bank address, and we're going to approve it to spend some of our Mu money. All right, so now we're going to come in and we're going to actually approve the Mu Bank. Now that's actually getting approved. Once the Mu Bank is actually approved to spend our money, then we'll be able to actually redeem our Mu money for stable coins from the Mu Bank. So basically when we give stable coins to the Mu Bank will mint Mu money. It will print new Mu money because it's now backed by those stable coins, and it will give it to us. And if we want to give that Mu money back to the bank and get some stable coins out in return, basically give $1 to the Mu Bank and get back out $1, then we need to make sure the Mu Bank is allowed to actually spend our Mu money. Now it's actually been approved, so now we're going to come down here, and now we're going to actually run this transaction. And now you can see we're not going to get that little error anymore. So we're not going to get that little error anymore. We're going to actually hit confirm. And if we looked here, we had a supply of 1,000 Mu monies. And we just asked to get 100 Mu monies back. So if we look, now we're going to have only 900 Mu monies. You can see there's only 900 Mu monies. And the reason for that is we have actually just redeemed some Mu money. So there, we redeemed some Mu money, and we redeemed 100 Mu monies. All right. So now if we come back and actually look at the bank again, we'll see that we no longer have 900 stable or 1,000 stable coins. We only have 900 stable coins. All right. So if we want to actually redeem everything, again, we can go in and actually redeem everything. All right. So let's go in and actually redeem everything, and then let's actually redeem our Mu money. We want to get United States dollar coin, and we're just going to go ahead and redeem $900 of them. All right. So now we're going to go in and actually do our redeeming. Now our actual redeeming is happening. That's going to go through, and we'll be able to actually see once this goes through that we no longer have 900 Mu monies that exist. Now 0 Mu monies exist. So we can see now there's 0 Mu monies that actually exist because we just redeemed the other 900 Mu monies. So now there's no Mu money that actually exists. The only way it can exist is if it actually now gets minted in from the Mu Bank. All right. So now if we actually look back over here, we'll be able to see that there's no more USDC in here. So the bank isn't actually holding any stablecoin reserves. And because of that, there's actually no stable coins that have actually been minted and exist in circulation. All right. So some of the other things that we can actually do with mu money is if we want, we can essentially do a mu bond. So what's a mu bond? All right. Well, let's say I want to spend $2,000 and I want to buy some mu coin. All right. So we're going to go the traditional way. And we're just going to use some mu coin, and we're going to use some USDC. And let's say I want to spend $2,000. All right, now I don't actually have $2,000 in my wallet because I'm broke. I only have $1,600 in my wallet. But anyways, we can look and see what the liquidity pool, which is how we normally buy mu. We normally just go to the liquidity pool and we actually buy it. So, and we can still buy it that way if we want. So we can still buy it that way if we want, and we can look and see if we're gonna spend $2,000 to get some mu coin. The liquidity pool is going to give us back 3,058.38 mu coin. All right. Well, let's go and see what happens if we bond some from the mu bank. So we can go to the mu bank and we can say, hey, we want to, again, this is $2,000. So I'm just taking this value up here. And again, we're going to build a front end to make this a lot easier for you. Hey, I want to bond. I want to give the bank $2,000 and buy the mu coin directly from the bank instead of going to the market. All right. So we can go to the market, which would be Trader Joe's or Pagnolian or Sushi Swap or any of the other decentralized exchanges where they have automated market makers and we have liquidity pools. So we can go to any of those liquidity pools and we can buy. You can see we have plenty of liquidity over here. We have over $200,000 worth of liquidity over here. So we can buy directly from the actual liquidity pools. And traditionally, the whole time in the ecosystem, this has been the only way to actually go in and buy mu. Well, now we can buy mu for a discount from the mu bank through a bonding mechanism. So again, we can come over here to the mu bank and we can get this quote. So what this is going to do is just give us a quote and say, hey, if you were to spend $2,000, how much mu coin would the bank give you? So let's do this query and we can see, hey, look, if we go swap it in the liquidity pool, we're going to get this much. All right, so let's look and see how much is that. That is 3,058.38. And that's what this says, 3,000. So this is what we would get from the liquidity pool. However, the mu bank will give us this much if we want to bond directly with the mu bank. So if we want to bond directly with the mu bank, instead of getting 3,058, we're going to get 3,124. So we're going to get 3,124 minus 358. So we're going to get 66 extra mu coins if we bond from the mu bank. All right. And what will happen whenever we bond from the mu bank? We will essentially send you our stable coin. So again, if we wanted to bond from the mu bank, what we would essentially do is we would do a mu bond, and then we would pick the stable coin that we want to use, and it has to be one of our approved stable coins, and we can always check what are the actual approved stable coins just by looking here, and this will give us all of the approved stable coins. So we can see that USDC eCoin is approved. We can see that we can use USDC coin. Those are two actually different coins, even though they have the same name. We can use BUSD, so we can use Binance USD if we want, and we can look at all the stable coins that the mu bank will actually accept for bonding purposes. All right, and then we're just going to come over here to this mu bond function. We're going to pick the stable coin that we actually want to use, and then we're going to put in the amount. So it would look something like this. If I wanted to use USDC coin, I would put in the USDC coin address, and if I wanted to bond out $100 worth, I would put in 100 here, and I would grab this value, and I would stick that in here, and that would essentially do a mu bond, and we would get more from the mu bank than we would if we actually went over here. So if we went over here, we would get 155. This is what we would get over here, 155.53. And if we ask the mu bank, how much will you give us? The mu bank will give us 156. So we'll get a little bit more, and this continues to increase. As we want to do a bigger and bigger bond amount. So the bigger and bigger bond amount that we do, you can see the bigger and bigger price difference that we get. All right, so we can do the same thing for mu gold. If we want to do the exact same thing for mu gold, we can bond mu gold directly from the mu bank. All right, so this is basically showing if we want to spend $10,000. All right, so if we want to spend $10,000, if we were to go in and actually buy from the liquidity pools, we're going to get, this looks like 51 or 510 is what it actually looks like. So we're going to get 510 if we want to actually go through the liquidity pools. And we can prove that just by basically coming over here and saying, hey, we're going to spend $10,000 and the bank, and we're going to get this much mu from the liquidity pool. And then we want to actually trade that for mu gold. This is how much mu we were getting. We can see that we would get 510.09, and that's what this is saying, 510.09. However, the mu bank would give us 578. So we would get 578. So again, what we would get from the mu bank, we would get 578. What we would get if we went through the normal liquidity pools, we would get 510. So we would essentially get an additional 68 mu gold. So we would get a free 68 mu gold by bonding from the mu bank and buying from the mu bank versus buying directly from the actual liquidity pool. Now, if you want to buy directly from the liquidity pool, you can always go in and directly buy. You can always go in and buy directly from the liquidity pool. However, you will always get a discount if you go to the mu bank. So if you go to the mu bank, you will always get a discount from the mu bank. The mu bank will always sell you mu coin or mu gold cheaper than what you can essentially buy it from the actual open market at a discount. You get to buy it at a discount by doing a bond, and you do get your funds instantaneously. So you'll get your funds instantaneously. The mu bank will essentially take your stable coin and then go in and send you the mu coin. And that the only way you can do it is however much you're wanting to bond. The mu bank does actually have to have that in its reserves though. So right now we have 10,000 mu gold we can sell and 100,000 mu coin that we can sell. That much can actually be bonded out. So if you wanted to bond out, if you wanted to get more than 10,000 mu gold, you could bond out 10,000 from the mu bank, and the rest you'd have to go buy from the actual market because the bank's only holding 10,000 right now. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Remember, the biggest thing that I think people are going to actually have a problem with is whenever they come and try to actually do these bonding functions is if you have not approved the coin that you're actually wanting to use. So again, if you're wanting to do a mu bond and you're wanting to use USDCE coin, you need to go to the USDCE coin contract right now, and you need to go over here and you need to use this approve function, and you're going to actually approve the mu bank address. So you need to actually approve the mu bank address, and then you need to approve the amount that you want to spend. All right, so this is a 6 decimal token. So if you were to do something like this, then you're actually approving a lot more than $10 because it's a 6 decimal token. So approving $1 would essentially be a 1 and then 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now every zero that you add on top of that, you're going to be approving a multiple of 10. So right now you're approving $1, you add another zero, that's $10. You add another zero, that's $100. You add another zero, that's $1,000. You add another zero, that's $10,000. Hopefully that makes sense. I think that will be the biggest problem people have whenever they're just directly using the smart contracts. That will be, I mean, on the front end, it's kind of something very similar that actually happens over here whenever you hit approve. What you do whenever you hit approve over here, you're actually approving you're approving mu ore to actually spend your mu gold. The approve function is done for you automatically. Whenever you click this button, what you're doing is you're actually calling the approve function. So we will actually be we will actually be building out a front end here on the website for you to interact with the Mu Bank, for you to do stuff with the Mu Bank. But right now we haven't actually built out that front end. I've just built the back end in the actual blockchain. But if you want to actually use the bonding functionalities, then you can use the bonding functionalities. If you want to bond Mu money, then you can use that Mu money to actually pay for products and services from Tier 5. So if you want to actually pay your subscriptions, like your Friender subscriptions, what you would do, for example, is you would essentially come over here and you would do a stablecoin bond. So if you have a Friender subscription that's $1,000, then what you're going to do is you're going to basically need $1,000 worth of stablecoin. So for example, I have $1,000 of USDCE coin. So I'm going to use the USDCE coin contract. I'm going to make sure that I've approved the USDCE contract and I've approved the Mu Bank to spend at least 1,000 of my USDC coins. And then I'm going to come over and I'm going to basically put 1,000 in here. And then I'm going to actually put that inside here. All right, and then I'm going to hit go. And whenever I hit go, my stable coins will be deposited into the bank. The bank will mint me 1,000 Mu monies, and then I can actually use that Mu money to pay my subscription. So I hope all that makes sense. If it didn't, feel free to ask any questions, but that kind of gives you an overview of the Mu Bank, what you can do with it right now, and how to actually use the smart contract to do it until we actually implement the front end on our website.